Hi guys, it's Janet Wakeland with remarkablycreated.com. In today's One Take Wonder video, we are going to make this really cute card together that features the Hello You Thinlits and the Bow Builder Punch from the Stampin' Up! Spring catalog. Let's take a quick look at all of the product that we'll be working with to create this really fun card. First, we're going to use my new favorite greeting stamp set called Crazy About You. And because it's photopolymer, you're going to be able to pick and choose a bunch of the different greetings and put them all on one block for custom greetings. You'll be able to say, so proud of you, you amaze me, all on one greeting if you want. Thinking of you together. You make me happy. Okay, so however you want to mix and match them, and then it does have two floral images and a pretty leaf. So a great addition to your stamp set collection. We're going to use the corner rounder. We're also going to use the Bow Builder Punch, Early Espresso ink. We're going to work with the Hello You Thinlits. These are nice thin die cuts, or die cutting thinlits that you are going to be able to create laser looking words with. And there are 4 words in this collection: happy, thanks, hello, and the word you, Y-O-U. And we'll keep that one out. You're going to want a scrap of Coastal Cabana cardstock that is big enough to die cut the word happy from, so a great way to use up your scraps. 2 scraps of Designer Series paper for the bow punch, and in this case I'm using the Best Year Ever celebration paper that you can select for free with a $50 order during celebration, and I love the color combinations in this. You're going to use a piece of 3" by 5.5" piece of Calypso Coral, a piece of Whisper White cardstock that is 4" by 5 1/4, and then a 1/4 sheet of Early Espresso, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So let's get busy making this card. Let's start first with our Calypso Coral. We're going to go ahead and take our trimming tool, and on one end of it, we are going to score it at 2 inches. A little tip: Stampin' Up's trimmer allows you to have both the scoring and the cutting blade in it at all times because you can easily slide them up out of the way. So I marked mine with S and C so that I don't accidentally cut when I don't mean to. Even though they are different colors, it's just one less thing to have to think about. So I've got a fold on one end. On the longer end that's left after you score, we're going to take our corner rounder and we're going to round both of those corners like that. We're going to take and put adhesive on the shorter flap, the 2" flap. And so now we have this flap here on the front of our card. Now what we can do is we can go ahead and we can adhere that to our quarter panel, just like that. So we've got our card here. Now you want to go ahead and do your happy, and a little tip for the happy with the framelits is that you need a Big Shot die cutting machine. The magnetic platform is amazing for holding your metal framelits in place. You're going to lay an acrylic plate down. Then you're going to take a dryer sheet. I prefer to use the unscented ones, but maybe you like the lavender or the new sage ones that are out there, and you can use a scented one. But you're going to lay your dryer sheet down. You're going to lay your piece of cardstock. You're going to take your framelit, lay it over top, put another acrylic plate on, and then you're going to run it through. You'll lift this up and away, your framelit, and then you'll just carefully peel your cardstock off, and then you'll be able to lift your words up, and just pull gently. It's not a race. You're not in a hurry. And the majority of all of those little pieces that are in between the letters will be left behind. And you'll be able to use this dryer sheet several times over and over again as you run it through. It's just kind of holding on and grabbing those little pieces, and it helps pull it right out of the framelit. So next time you're at the dollar store, get yourself a nice little pack of dryer sheets and put them down next to your die cutting machine. Because we know we'd rather be, using household items in our crafting room than actually doing the household chores. So we have our Happy For You. Everybody has a different way that they like to use for adhering these words. Some people will run them through the Xyron. Some people will use our self-adhesive transfer sheets. Some people prefer liquid glue. I just have our nice Stampin' Up! glue sticks. And I like it because I don't get any strings or anything like that. And I can fit that on there. And the reason why I want to put the happy on before I do any of the stamping is I want to make sure then that my happy ends up in here above the word, or not happy, you make me happy. So we're going to ink that up. Make sure I've got it going the right direction. We'll just stamp it in there. So now we have the you make me happy. Now we need to add the bows to the project. So let's look at assembling the bows. We're going to take our bow builder punch, and I'm going to punch it upside down. You got to be really careful when you do it that way that you don't pinch yourself. But I want to make sure that I'm using, you know, all of the edges of my paper. I don't want to just go right into the center. I just want to try to be conservative. And you do need to punch it twice. What you need is you need the two pieces that are going to become the loops of the bow, the two tails, and then you need one band. You actually don't need the second band. Now a little tip for you is to take your bone folder and just to kind of curl those. It will help them come right around. And again, I'm going to show you how I assemble the bows. That doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just how I do it. I've mentioned before that one of the hardest things of crafting is that there really aren't a whole lot of rules. It's the way that you find that works for you, or sometimes it's the way that you saw it first presented to you. So I like to use glue dots. First off, there's hundreds of glue dots on the roll, and this way I can use them up. I'm actually on a mission to really use them up because I'm using the centers, the cardboard piece that's on the inside of them, for napkin rings at my daughter's wedding. So I've been collecting them like crazy. So maybe that's why I chose glue dots as my chosen adhesive for right now. And the tails, and we'll set the loop down on the tail. So I've got one loop on the tail. And you could alter the color. You don't have to do the same. I could have flipped that over if I wanted a little bit of contrast. Again, like I said, there's not a whole lot of rights or wrongs. And let's go ahead and put, I always like a couple extra glue dots. And so now I've got the edges overlapping. We'll worry about fluffing the bow. So I've got that part so far. Now I'm going to take and add some glue dots to the back here, and I like to put at least 2 on there. And now we'll take our little band and we'll just fold it to the back. And now I can come back in here and fluff up my loops. Now one of the concerns that you might have is you may be asking yourself, well, how do I mail it without the bow getting squished? Well, first off, you can mail it and the bow will get squished a little bit flat, but it's still really pretty even if they're kind of flattened down. But if you don't want it to get squished and you're mailing it, put a little piece of cotton ball in there. You can actually take some dimensionals and stack them up to create a raised bow, a little piece of packing popcorn. The other thing is that in this day and age we're on social media a lot and we don't have a lot of FaceTime necessarily. This would be a great card to actually hand deliver to somebody that you love and to tell them face to face that you love them as you're handing them the card with the really pretty bow. But again, just some options for you for keeping that bow intact. So then the last thing that we want to do is we want to go ahead and, again, I always just like to use 2 glue dots. I need a bunch of those cardboard pieces for the wedding, so we're going to be glue dot generous for the next couple of months as I hoard the insides. And so there you have it, a nice, fun, simple, different opening. You Make Me Happy, featuring our Bow Builder Punch, our Hello You Thinlets, our celebration paper, and the new Crazy About You stamp set. Have fun making some bows, guys. Take care and God bless.